Let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Or do you want to talk about the
Super Eagles of Nigeria?
Yeah, that's the Super Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah, former Super Eagles, official, right? Used to be back then. And initially we heard there was the friendly that was proposed for Paris that was cancelled. Now it's been brought back, so Nigeria will play against Corsica as well as Togo before they play South Africa in that AFCON qualifier.
New player has been called in, Henry Onyekuru. I think that's the focus here. After
Coyote, Olayiwaju Coyote is pulled out because the Arsenal year. So his replacement is Henry Onyekuru, and yeah, it's not well known by casual fans out there. So we have dug up something on him, and he's a very decent player, obviously, that plays in Belgium, and he plays for KS UPenn. Very good player. He's as the season starts, 40 goals, 40 games he's played, 22 goals, and 9 assists. That's in all competitions. So he's had a very, very decent year. But his profile, that's the most important one. He's just 19. So still very young, one for the future, perhaps one for now. He plays on the left wing, and that's his primary position. He can also play on the right, through the middle as well. To his club, I said that already, KS UPenn. And the league is the Belgian league. That's the Jupiler Pro League. That's the first tier in Belgium. So yeah, I was born in Orange. But it looks like a decent player. And do you think he warrants his call-up?
I think I've heard of
a lot about him.
I've heard about Onyekuru before, and I think that he's a decent player. I mean, he can make it. And for the other friendlies, for Onyekuru, this is a challenge. He has to prove himself. I mean, several other players are waiting in the wings. He plays from the left wing. Several other players are waiting in the wing to ensure that they also make it into the national. The national team is becoming very, very competitive, as it was in the days of Stephen Keshi, where I worked, you know. And I think that that is how it should be. And I also think that what the present national team setup is doing wrong is that they are not setting up a local camp. Every time there must be a local camp. That was what Keshi insisted on.
But that's what they're doing in France right now in Corsica. I mean, they're having a first list coming out.
There are only 4 local players. What I mean, a local camp, it should be.
And here in Nigeria.
In Abuja or Lagos or something.
But do they have the resources to do that? And with the home-based players be able to, especially when they are on the at the business end of the league?
Talk of resources. Nigeria is too rich to be talking of resources. Right. I think that what we should be doing is, are the people at the helm of affairs, are they thinking of where to harness these resources and say, look, we need to bring 30 home-based players to come from where we can take 10 to every competition. This is what has been done, and most of those 10, they've gone to become international stars. That's where you have Mikel, that's why you have all the stars that JJ Okocha, all of them. That's where we have them. And until we start thinking like that, we will not move forward. Talking again of the friendly in France
against Togo and Corsica.
I think it's good for the national team. I think that the national team, as it stands now, is very young, it's beautiful, it's good to go, but we must. Those 2 games are critical to our games against South Africa and then Cameroon, because Cameroon is upbeat now psychologically. And Corsica and the Togo too is also preparing for some games. So we must be prepared very well for these 2 teams.
Yeah, and that second game against Togo is especially important, because you would think a lot of his core, the core of the team will miss out against Corsica because they've never been invited. I'm talking of the likes of Moses, Mikel, and the like. So it's important to play another game that's going to feature all these guys ahead of the South Africa match.
Fantastic. I agree with you that totally. I mean, we need our big players in that game. Again, we must be careful not to get any of them injured before that game, because we need all of them in action against South Africa and then against Cameroon. And I think that we can do it. I believe that we can do it. We are just a leap away from the World Cup qualifier, but the game against Cameroon is very, very important. Don't forget, by this time next year, we'll almost be at the World Cup. Most of us here, including myself, will be preparing to go to Russia.
Hopefully. Yes, that's about it for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. You can watch out for those 2 games against Corsica and Togo. Let's talk the Nigerian Professional Football League now. It's back, second stanza, and there are loads of games to really look out for this weekend. And Cecilia talked about the star match for her. That's the match between Aqua United and MFN right here in Lagos in Agege. But the other games that will go down as well. So you have Remo Stars versus Enyimba International. Katsina United will play Plateau. Plateau United, can they sustain, you know, what they've done in the first half of the season? What did we call them again? Mid-season champs?
Yeah, they can.
They can. That's according to you. So we'll see. Those questions will be answered in the next couple of weeks. Elsewhere, Rangers International. Rangers, they moved up from the bottom now. You know, getting close. 16th. Yeah, 16th. Not exactly where you want to see the champions of the Nigerian Professional Football League, but they have another chance this weekend when they take on Gombe United to get all 3 points. Wiki Tourists versus Abia Warriors. You also have Rivers United will take on Nasarawa United. Rivers is still on the continent, so you wonder how they're going to balance, you know, those fixtures. And elsewhere, we also have ABS versus El Kanemi Warriors. MFM will take on Aqua United. We spoke about that already. Kano Pillars versus Niger Tornadoes. Shooting Stars, FC Ifeanyiba. FC Ifeanyiba. Sunshine Stars will take on Lobby Stars. Sunshine Stars, they're doing well. I mean, the coach...
No, they're not doing well. They have a new coach. That's it.
Yeah, well, he did not win his first game.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Let's see what's going to happen. Go for a break now. We'll come. We'll be looking at the EPL quickly and also the papers.